Hello.
Hello,
How are you,
Glenn.
Atma? How are
Yes,
you?
how are you?
I'm
Nice to
good.
see you here.
Nice to see you too.
Yes, with full of cheers.
Yes, always, always.
Yes, yes,
Today is
yes.
a good day. Today is a
A
good
good
day.
day, good
Yes,
day, good day.
yes, it is.
Yes, my dear audience, people, my dear pals, my dear friends all over the world. Now, I would like to introduce our great friend, Mr. Glenn. He's from Los Angeles
Yes,
base and he's traveling across the world. I
I
just
am.
give certain profile about him. And Mr. Glenn Hughes is the voice of the rock today
Mm.
on the success stories. Thank you very much, Glenn, for participating over here.
Of
And
course, Atma.
Glenn's unique
Of course.
vocal style is expressed in the historic rock bands and Deep Purple and Black Sabbath
Mm-hmm.
and throughout his long solo career.
Right.
Uh, Glenn's legacy is celebrated in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
This is how I can introduce him because he's a veteran and he's a very legend in the field of music and composing and singing.
Mm.
I think dancing also.
Of course, why not?
he's he's a kind of all rounder,
Yeah, yeah.
attracting a huge audience across the world.
That's
Now he's with us now.
I
Nice to
am.
introduce Mr. Glenn to all of
Yeah.
you.
I
Yes,
love you
Glenn.
too.
Yes,
Yes.
I would like to know something from you straight
Anything.
away about what's your birthplace? Where you were born?
Oh, okay. I'm English. I was born in Cannock, Cannock, in
Ah,
Staffordshire, which is in the middle of Great Britain.
oh,
I was born there, and I had an early childhood with my mom and dad. I am an only child raised by my mother, my father, and my grandmother. But
wow.
I have no siblings. But
Okay.
I wasn't too happy about that. I wanted a brother and a sister, but it wasn't meant to be. So I was the only child. So yeah.
Now you have many brothers and sisters across the
Uh,
world for you.
yeah, I do. And I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for that.
Yes, yes. So tell about your childhood. How was your childhood, especially your relationship with your grandma?
Really good. Um,
Yeah.
Again, being English, and I had no idea when I was a child what I was going to be as far as my, you know, uh, job or career as I got older. I was really into sports, especially soccer. So as a young child, I was a good student, um, but I love sports. I love sports.
Okay. What you actually studied?
Well, I went to school and I studied pretty much everything, really. And then at the tail end of my school years, I studied, I was going to be a journalist, and I studied typing and shorthand and learning
Ah,
how to type and stuff like that. I was going to become a
ah,
journalist, when I was very young. And
ah.
of course, then I found myself learning to. Oh, by the way, so I was named after a famous American band leader from the
Ah.
1940s named Glenn Miller, who played the trombone. So at school, when I was about 11 years old, the head of the musical department was putting together a new school orchestra,
Huh.
and I was in his office and with about 10 other young boys, and he chose me to play the trombone, not realizing that I was
Huh.
named after Glenn Miller.
Wow.
It was my fate. Did I want to play the trombone? Not really. I would prefer to play the guitar. But so I learned all my music. My first musical things was learn reading music, playing the trombone and the piano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. From the very young age, you started playing all these things.
Yeah, 11 years old. Yeah,
11-year-old when you
yeah,
were. Wow, wow, that is really blessing, you know.
yeah. Really. Again, I was just doing the next indicated thing, and for me, it was learning how to play the trombone.
Okay,
I was just in the moment, learning how and reading music, not
okay,
realizing what I was going to become all those years later.
okay, okay. You were born in a village or in a town or city?
A town,
Town.
uh, not really a large town, maybe
Ah,
maybe 150,000 people.
of
Yeah.
course, of course. How was your childhood? Really, you enjoyed your childhood?
I had a great childhood.
Oh,
A great.
okay,
I like going to school. I was a very happy young
okay.
child.
Okay.
Raised by incredible mom and dad and my grandmother. I was surrounded by a lot of love, a lot of
Ah,
love.
that's really,
Yeah,
really very,
yeah,
very
yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
yes.
What is the projection of your parents on you about your future? Did they have some dream on you?
No, they loved the fact. My dad loved the fact that I played soccer, football.
Ah,
In I was in three schools when I was young, and each school I played football.
wow,
So my dad always used to come to see me play football,
wow,
and
wow.
he was very enthusiastic for me, um,
Oh,
watching me play football. So of course I wanted to be a football player, but that wasn't meant to be. But I really did enjoy being on the grass, in the rain and the snow and the sun, laughing with my young friends. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So really, your dad supported you.
Yeah, again, as a child, I had no, we spoke about this, Atma, as children. We don't have the thoughts and we don't have conditioning. So
Yeah.
this is way, way before anything, and for me, I spoke to you last week about the child, the Glenn
Yeah,
child,
yeah, yeah.
and
Yes.
those years for me I mean, again, I look back at my life as a child and I realized how lucky I was to have
Yeah.
loving parents and a grandmother
Yeah.
who were very much a huge part of my childhood.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know the having a grandma in our childhood is
Yeah.
really, really a blessing.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
She was truly, I mean, that lady was such a good person. And, for
Wow.
me, she was like a second mom. You
That
know,
is true.
so for me, looking back at my childhood with my mom, dad, and my grandma, I have a beautiful memory of those moments.
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. I understand. Yes. Okay. Then what happened after your 11 years?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah. What happened afterwards? After you were 11-year-old, and then you went to college or something, and
Okay. Well, so here I am playing the trombone, and then one day I go home to have some dinner with my mom and dad, and I turn the TV on, a black and white TV. It's
oh,
5 o'clock, and there is an entertainment show, and the host said, "Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
uh,
the Beatles." And I saw four young guys walk onto a stage and play "She Loves You," and I was completely transfixed at what they were doing
uh,
because I've been playing trombone a little earlier in the day, and all of a sudden I'm seeing these guys with long hair playing guitars. And this kept happening for a year. Me kept seeing the Beatles on the TV, and then one day I said to my mom, "Is there any chance? Is there any chance that maybe if I'm a good boy, that you possibly could buy me a guitar?"
uh,
And I woke up on Christmas Day, in 1963, and underneath the Christmas tree was a guitar.
Wow.
And that's
Oh,
that's where it all started, you know. So of course I played trombone for a couple more years,
okay.
but for me to get the guitar and then play along to the Beatles songs, you know, alone in the kitchen while my grandmother was cooking food, me playing guitar and just had no worries and no ideas. I was just there.
Oh, okay. Yes. Who is your master? How you learned guitar? Who taught you?
I I learned to play it myself, and then
Really?
I learned to play myself, and then after about a year of me learning, I met
Huh.
an older kid. He was like 4 years older than me, and
Okay.
he had a rock band, uh, and I went to his house, and
Oh,
he taught me things that I did not know, you know.
okay. Yeah.
So I think everyone has to have a teacher. You know, I wasn't grandiose enough to think that I could do it alone. So I'm always a person that always goes for help. If I need help, and to this very day, I always ask for help. So for
Oh,
me to get to the next level, I wanted to seek a teacher.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And
What
then
about, yeah.
okay, yeah. And then I went from playing acoustic to my first
Huh.
electric guitar and an amplifier.
Oh,
Oh my God, I had an amplifier. Yeah, yeah.
interesting. Interesting. And what about singing?
This is a good one because you know I love singing. My father used to say that he said a couple of times that I had a voice of an angel. So, but the fact is, Atma,
Yeah.
I I sang, but I wasn't. I was more concerned about learning how to play and read music than singing.
Okay.
But as you know now, people know me as the singer. You know, and
Yeah.
but for me, it was all about studying the guitar and becoming the best I could be. Um, Even before I started writing songs, I wanted to know all the chords. I wanted to know all the little riffs. I wanted to know all the changes and the arrangements. And then, you know, I started playing with my friends, and we had a band called um, the Hooker Lees, named after John Lee Hooker. We were all 13 and 14 years old.
Oh,
I wasn't the singer. I was the
okay.
guitar. I was the guitar player. And
Okay.
at 15, I joined another band called um, The Mail, Mail. And again, I wasn't the singer. I was the guitar player. And
Uh,
then a year later, I joined a band called The News, News. Again, I was the guitar player.
oh,
And
okay.
you know, so you know, all in my teens and my preteens, I was more interested in becoming. You know, I didn't realize I had that voice, but my dad kept saying, "You have the voice of an angel." So, what one day, the
Uh,
singer, the singer
uh,
of one of the bands I was in, had to go on vacation with his parents, and
okay.
we had a show in town, and
Oh,
the band said, "Well, can you sing tonight?" I
yes.
said, I said, I don't know. I maybe I can. I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. So that night, I go on stage with my friends and we're playing cover songs, you know, some Rolling Stones and some blues songs. And my father was at the bar, and he was looking at the bar, getting a drink. And when I started to sing, he told me later, he turned around and said, "I hear the voice of an angel." And this is my father, you know. So I look, I didn't think anything of it because you know he's my father, you know. But you know, he knew when I was young that I had the voice that we all know I do have now, and I'm very grateful to have that voice. So, over the years, I became the guitar playing singer, and then I went to bass guitar. As you know, I wanted to play with my friend Mel Galley, who's no longer with us, in a band called Finders Keepers. So they asked me to play bass because the bass player left, and I only joined that band to play with Mel. He was my hero. So I
Okay.
joined a band. I joined as a bass player for Finders Keepers simply to play with my hero Mel Galley.
Hmm.
Singing bass.
Okay.
I wasn't singing. I was playing bass.
Okay. Yeah. So in your case, your dad is a hero for you.
My dad was everything to me. Again, with such a small family, my dad
Uh,
was my dad was very enthusiastic for me when I got involved in sports, and
okay.
my parents, from the very moment my mother bought me that guitar, stood back and watched me progress. They didn't mind me playing loud in their house, and sometimes the police came over to turn the music down. You know, they didn't push me to become professional, but
Oh.
they saw in my body language and in the child within me that I enjoyed music. They didn't say to me, "Oh, you got to get a real job. You're not going to make any money playing music. So many people don't make it in the music business." They didn't. They weren't that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
They And then my mother, when I was 16, bought me my first great guitar, a Fender Telecaster, and she must have used every penny she earned to buy that guitar. So Atma, my parents went without so I could have.
Oh.
And this is the gratitude I have for parents and older people, and how grateful I am to be in that house with this really
Yes.
cool guitar and a new amplifier, you know. So again and again, I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a professional, but
Uh,
I obviously when I was 16, I obviously turned professional. I was going to start working in a shop,
oh.
in a store in my hometown, a furniture store.
Oh.
I was gonna, have a real job. But in that summer, another band, Finders Keeper, they were professional. They asked me if I'd like to become a professional musician in that band. So I never really, Adma, had a real job as a child. My real job, my real job for 55 years has been music.
Music. Oh.
I don't like the word job. I like to call it a calling, a career opportunity, uh,
Career.
a calling to. I didn't know what I know now. I mean, when you're that young, as Atma, when you're that young, you everything is happy, everything is blissful. There was no thoughts, there was no conditioning. It was all free, and it was the 1960s. Yeah.
uh, okay. You must have sufferings, financial sufferings also,
Pardon me?
in the early days. You must have encountered some financial sufferings in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
early
of
days
course.
of you.
Well, yeah, of course. My parents. My dad had a decent job. My mum also worked, but we didn't have a lot of money, and
Uh,
and the money
so
that they had.
how you managed it that period?
Oh, well, I didn't know about money, did I? I didn't know about fame or fortune or dollars. I didn't know about it. All I knew that I would wake up in the morning, have breakfast, and go to school, and come home and play my guitar. You know, and as the years went along, I started. I remember, thinking to myself, well, I hear all these people writing their own music. Maybe I should give it a chance. So I started writing lyrics as a
Hmm.
child, and writing poems. then I
Really?
started with my guitar. I'm going, well, I have a poem here, and I started to maybe sing a few lines of a poem. And I
Huh.
remember when I first started writing my first music in 1969, those poems became lyrics. Those lyrics became songs, and those songs became recorded.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. What are normally the content of the song that you write normally?
Well, for me, it's always about a chord on the guitar. I would sit alone or with my grandmother in the kitchen and play a chord, and from that chord
Subject.
would come.
What kind of subject is your choice of writing?
It all depends what the color of the guitar. The color means the sound of the chord I'm playing, or the sound of the note. The
Oh.
Is it a long note? Is it a short note? Is it aggressive? Is it soft? Is it simple? Is it really?
Huh.
And it's it's a certain chord structure I have in my music. You probably wouldn't understand this, but I write a lot of chords in C major seventh or major sevenths or minor nines. And not a lot of rock musicians do that. So a song called Coast to Coast, my first big song in 1969, was
Hmm.
made really happy and sad chords, major seven chords. So when I wrote it behind that piece of music, I was writing about coming home because I'm on the coastline, and I've been around the world, and I want to come home, and I'm traveling, and I'm leaving my hard times behind. That was the first song I wrote really that had any, successful.
Oh. Okay. Very
I was,
interesting, Mr.
yeah.
Glenn. Yeah. So nowadays you are creating more albums, right?
Yeah, as you know, I have a band called Black Country Communion, and we've just finished number 5. The album's out. He's doing really good. He's doing really
Wow.
good.
Oh,
And I've just recorded my latest album, solo album, which is coming next spring. My
wow.
first one in 8 years, and I believe, and I'm touching wood here, I believe it could be my best work. So I'm so happy about this album. Again, the music centers me. I know my purpose.
Yeah.
I know my. We spoke about meditation, and you said to me a year ago.
Yeah.
I talked about meditating, and I talked how difficult sometimes it is for me. I have a mantra, of course, and then you told me, you advised me to do things, and then you
Yeah.
said to me last year that my highest meditation is quite possibly when I sing.
Ah.
You want to talk about that?
Yes, yes. So I would like to know about how the your music itself, your singing itself, is functioning like a meditation.
Well, when I'm singing, I'm definitely immersed in the song. I'm immersed in the lyrics I'm singing. I'm living.
Mm.
I may have written some of these lyrics 50 years ago, but
Uh,
I don't go back in form. But when I'm singing a song, I'm in the song. I don't do this. I have to be immersed in the song completely to sing it.
ah, ah.
I can't. And by the way, I don't have any thoughts when I'm singing. I'm in the song, and I'm inside the music. And the
You
music,
you you simply dissolve in music
I
and song.
do. I do. And that's 2 hours of my life every day. If I could have that in the other 22 hours, everything would be fine. Yeah.
This is really, 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 really fantastic. I'm enjoying this, your
Me
statement,
too.
saying that
Me
you
too.
simply dissolve into singing, you know.
I do. And people ask me,
Uh,
what's going on up there when you sing? And I said, I don't know. I don't think about the next indicated thing I'm going to sing. I never think about the next note, because
okay.
that note may be really high or low. If I
Uh,
think about the next note, I'm not
Uh,
going to sing it. Now, I know a lot of soccer players, very famous soccer players, who told me
uh,
if they're going to, make
uh,
it a really great statement with their game
yeah,
on the pitch. If
yeah.
somebody's going to take a penalty in soccer,
Uh,
if they think they're going to miss, they're going to miss. So I never think about what I'm going to sing. I know
okay.
how I'm going. I know the melody I'm going to sing, but I never think about anything other than um, I'm in the moment singing. I
In the
am.
moment.
I am completely in the moment.
Oh, so the time, how do you feel when you are in the moment?
And again, I said 5 minutes ago, I am at the most blissful, um,
Ah,
because when I walk up on the stage,
mhm.
I'm free. I'm free all the time, but I'm free up there. And people ask me, well, how do you do that? I said, how do I do what? I guess I'm expressing myself. So, again, if you're a musician and you're genuinely in the moment, if you are in the moment, or
Yeah,
even if you're not a musician, if you're just doing whatever you do, if you can stay in the moment.
in the moment.
And
Yes,
this is something I've been working on now for 10 years about staying in the moment,
moment.
in that next breath. The breath is vital for me. And we've spoken about, and you and I do the breathing exercises. This is really perfect for me.
Yeah. This is the climax of this meeting, Glenn. You know, can you please
Mhm.
repeat one more time? Present in the moment. Present
Yes,
in being in the
because
moment.
if I if I'm up there and I I'm so happy to sing.
Yes.
I'm so happy to sing, and sometimes in my life I may be unhappy, and then I realize, well, I'll be singing soon. So again, if you know that I always say music is the healer. Now,
Yes.
it won't change the world, or it won't
Yes.
change politics, but it will definitely help us as individuals in the human experience.
Yes. 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 Definite. Definite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of my work, Atma, I'd say
Yeah.
99.9% of my work is talking about freedom and healing and awareness and breathing and
Wow.
love.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Mm.
And at what time? What time actually? What time of the period that you showed your interest in spirituality?
Well, you and I met uh, 6 years ago this year, and well, and it was a calling for me. I knew that I'd meet someone someday. I think everyone, in my opinion, everyone has to have a teacher or someone. I wasn't seeking it. It just so happened that I met you through OSA,
Yeah.
and then we met in was he Co was it Sweden?
Copenhagen.
Yeah,
Copenhagen. Yeah.
right. And
Yes.
then we had that first meeting, and I told you I had the orbs around me at that time. I've been seeing and feeling the orbs, and you spoke about that, and
Yes.
you started working with me on presence.
Yes.
I wasn't understanding of what really it meant,
Yes.
because my mind was racing away. But now, after years of slowing down and sitting in silence, silence is key for me. Stillness and silence, and
Yeah.
where I live here, it's very quiet, and because on tour it's not quiet. But as I say, when I'm singing up there,
Yes.
although there's people out there and I'm singing loud and stuff, I'm very, very calm. It looks like because I'm singing all these things, people think Is he going to be okay? Well, I'm really calm. I'm really calm up there, you know.
So your singing is coming out of your calmness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also coming from breath work, because I can sing long notes.
Oh, really?
And that's and by the way,
You-
when I
you-
was younger, that wasn't that way.
Ah,
You know,
that means you have the power of the breath.
I'm singing from the diaphragm now, and
Ah,
I'm a firm believer to stay on the inside. So now I'm singing from the diaphragm, and the breathing is vital for me, and I do the exercises, and my breath work is vital. So
yes.
I also do breath work on stage in between songs and stuff. So yeah, yeah.
Okay. What about dancing while singing?
Not again. I don't know what I'm doing. I have to see I film everything, so I always
It goes.
I see myself on film. What am I doing up there? But I don't know. I don't think about. I don't practice dancing. So, but
It's
I
spontaneous.
like to.
Spontaneously you're dancing.
I'm just expressing myself.
Ah, it is an expression.
I'm just expressing myself. You
Yeah.
know, um, I don't particularly like to look at myself on videos. I mean, when I've done the show, it's like, I mean, everybody, a lot of people put videos above me, as you know. So I don't think about it. I just get to the next show.
Yeah. And you're voraciously traveling nowadays, I think.
Oh, 9 months a year. It's last.
9 months a year
Yeah,
for
last year
traveling.
was 8 months. This year is 9 months. So I start again in 2 weeks in California, and then I do an
Oh,
American tour. Then I go straight to Australia for shows, and then
okay.
on the
Okay.
way home I stop in Dubai to play in Dubai
Yeah.
and meet a friend there and do maybe a couple of songs in the studio, and then I'll come home, and the rest of the year will be
Uh,
peaceful.
yeah. But you have to come to India also now. It's time
Pardon?
for you to come. You have to visit India also,
I
perform
want
here.
to. We've spoken about it. I think
Yeah.
next year
Yeah.
I I'm planning on going back to Dubai next year, and if that's the case, I shall come and see you.
Yeah. Most
Yeah,
welcome to India because you already heard about India. This is very rich in culture, especially
I
in music
know.
and
I
art and
know.
whatnot.
I get a lot of fan mail from India,
Yes,
so
yes,
it would be my esteemed pleasure and
yeah, yeah.
honor to be in your beautiful country,
Please,
country.
please, you
Of
are
course,
most welcome here
I hope so.
anytime, right?
Yes, yes.
We are here to welcome you, not only welcoming, also we would like to enjoy your performance in the
Of
land of
course.
this beautiful, creative, cultural
Yes,
country.
it's taken me a long time to get to you, but I will get to
Yeah,
you.
yes. Very happy. I'm very happy.
Yes.
Right. Yes. And what's your message to the onlookers here, the viewers here, the audience? You would
My
like to say something to them?
Well, for me, if you follow me, if you don't follow me, it's okay. But for me to be talking to you today and talking about what has happened in my life with gratitude for people to know that I come from a very simple family. Grandma,
Oh,
my mom, mother, and father. I don't have any brothers and sisters, flesh. I was
okay.
raised in a beautiful family in the 1960s,
Okay.
and in a beautiful time before conditioning, before I knew about all the things that were wrong, you know.
Okay.
And in this time in my life now, I'm really learning to unlearn and to just stay in this moment. This moment, as I'm talking to you, is the only moment that really matters to me. And what I'm
Yeah.
hoping to express in this conversation to people that are
Yes.
listening to me, if you don't know me or if you know me, let's just let's stay in today. Let's
yeah,
shoot for midnight. Let's be here and be present, and
yes,
and just be free of the
yes,
chaos that goes on in this world.
yeah,
We can't. The world was this universe. This world has been here well before we were here, and it'll be
yeah.
here when we are gone. You know,
Yes.
so.
What is the secret of you are looking so young and very slim and very energetic? What is the secret behind it?
Uh, I am pretty much content with everything that is in my life. I am a
Oh,
man. I'm a man of gratitude. I'm not looking for anything. I'm not searching for anything. I don't need to do
okay,
anything. What I
okay.
am, I'm driven to
Yeah,
express myself through my music, and my music, it's so deep within me. I mean, I believe I've lived many, 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 many lifetimes, and I
yeah.
believe in those lifetimes I've also been an artist, or I may have been
Yes,
a
yes,
dancer, a painter, a
yes,
singer, but I
yes,
believe,
yeah,
I know I definitely have an understanding of God and the universe and why I'm here. And
yeah.
this is an opportunity for people to know that I'm living here. You know, I'm not my body and I'm not my mind.
Fantastic, fantastic, Glenn. In
Consciousness.
India, we have many gods and goddesses. You must have heard about this.
Yes.
Many images of God. See, one such image is the Saraswati goddess.
Okay.
Saraswati
Okay.
goddess.
Yes.
The Saraswati goddess. You can see the picture with the veena, veena,
Okay. Yes.
instrument
Yes.
veena.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that is Saraswati, the goddess. I think you are blessed by her completely.
Well, that's very kind of you to think. All I know is that today it's a joyful day for me.
Yes,
I'm at home and I'm talking to
yes,
you,
yes,
a longtime friend, and I'm gonna have a great day. I mean, and
yes,
I want everybody watching this to put down your books, stop,
yeah,
turn the TV off, just enjoy this moment.
yes,
This
yes.
this moment will soon be gone. Now it's gone, and we're in another moment. There's no thing called the
Ye-
past. There's
yes,
nothing in the future. This is
yes,
this
yes,
moment
yes,
is the moment. There's only
yes,
this moment.
yes. Certainly, certainly.
Yeah.
Agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
And in spite of your busy schedule and busy traveling around the world, you have spared some time to share your
Of
life
course.
experience, success
Of
story
course.
to many viewers. It will be a great inspiration for many of the
Yes.
people. Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
My pleasure.
Very
My
kind of
pleasure. My pleasure,
very
Atman.
kind of you. Very kind of you. Many, many blessings. Many, many
Thank you.
blessings from
Hmm.
India. Okay.
Consciousness only exists.
Yeah,
Consciousness only
that
exists.
is Satyam. Consciousness only exists.
Yes. Consciousness only exists. Yes.
That's the truth. That's the
Yes.
truth.
Mhm.
Okay. All the
Thank you,
best. All
Atman.
the best,
Thank you, Atman.
Glenn.
God bless you. I'll see you
Yeah.
soon.
God bless you. God bless you.
Peace and love.
Yes. Peace and love.
I love you, my brother. I love you.
Love you. Love you,
I
my
love you.
dear.
Thank you.
Love
God
you.
bless
God.
you. God bless
Yeah.
you.
Yes. Bless you.
Okay.
Bless you.
Bless you, my friend.
Bless you.
Bye bye.